Hello friends, and thank you for joining me today for today's card. I am going to be doing a stand-up Z-fold, or it's also called an upright Z-fold, where it will stand up like this on a desk, also folds flat to fit in your card, and they are a lot of fun. So this particular card that I'm doing, I'm going to use the Cottage Wreaths stamp set. It's in the July to December 2022 mini catalog, and it also coordinates with the Country Wreaths dies. There's a lot you can do with this die set, and I'll kind of show you some of the differences. Like there's 2 ways you can cut a bow, there's a couple ways you can cut a wreath. I'll show you all that as we move along. Okay, so to start off, I just need a standard size piece of cardstock. So we've got half of a sheet of 8.5 by 11, so it's 4 1/4 by 11. I'm going to get my Simply Scored tool here, and first I want to score it in half, which would be at 5 1/2. So right here we're going to score, whoops, and then I want to score half of that, which is 2 3/4. So right here, whoops, and there we go. So those are my 2 score lines. Okay, I'll go ahead and fold that. We are going to fold the center regular, like down in the middle. Okay, just reinforce that. And then the other fold that we did here, I'm going to fold it back up on itself and just reinforce that. Okay, so that's our typical Z. Sometimes you can make cards that go this way. So we're going to do it the tall version today. Okay. Oh, this is Calypso Coral that I'm using, Calypso Coral Cardstock. I've got a piece of, let's see, Mossy Meadow Designer Series paper. This is from a previous catalog, but I don't like to waste my supplies that I have. So that's going to go back here. So it's just a 1/4 inch shorter all around. So let me glue that down. My Stampin' Seal tape runner. Okay, put that centered here. Okay, and then I want another piece of Designer Series paper on these 2 sections, so I'm going to put those 2 panels here. All of the measurements I will have listed on my blog, so you don't have to stop and write things down. We got our card started. Okay, so we need one more panel, which is going to be the main image. So I've got a piece of Basic White and then another piece of Calypso Coral. This piece measures 4 inches by 3 1/4, and the white piece is again a 1/4 inch smaller, so it's 3 by 3 3/4. Again, all these measurements will be on the blog, so you don't have to remember them. Okay, this I can go ahead and adhere. I'm not going to stamp directly on this. If I were, I would stamp first before I glued it down, just in case I boo-booed. Okay, so we got that. And then the next thing we want is, I'm going to use the wreath that comes in the set, and we have a couple. There's the one that's more like greenery and one that's more like twigs. You can see you can do different seasons with this stamp set, so it's pretty versatile, but I really love this green leafy one. I'm going to do this in Mossy Meadow because it'll match my Designer Series paper. There we go. And this is a distinctive ink set, so you can see depth. See how some are light and some are dark, which is the way they cut the stamp, which gives it more dimension and depth. It's really pretty. Okay. Let me clean off my stamp. And I'm using my old-fashioned stamp cleaner today. My Stampin' Scrub, which has a wet side and a dry side. Usually I use my simply chamois, but today we're doing it this way. Okay, okay, so let me show you now these dies. And there are a lot of dies that come in this stamp set, die set, which is called Country Wreaths dies. And here they all are. This is the one that we're going to use, and it will cut out the outside and the inside so that you get the actual wreath. And as you spin it, if you look at the inside design here, there we go. The center, like that. That blue is because I had some tape on it to glue it down. So that's how you would run it through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I've already done that. And you can see how beautiful it comes out. That's how beautiful that wreath comes out. And it automatically cuts out the inside and the outside. So I have that done for us. And then these other, let me just explain some of these other ones. So if you use this die here, it cuts out the outline of the wreath. So as you can see, I didn't need to stamp it. You can just cut it out directly out of your cardstock. Get a really pretty wreath like that. And if you use this one, it will cut it out on the outside and the inside, and then the center pieces pop up. It's really cool. So you get a lot of extra dimension here. Okay, can you see the difference there? Really neat. I do have this one on my blog already. You can see more information about this card on susiecal.com. Okay, let me put that away. So that's some of the fun about this particular die set. And the other thing that is unique is the bow, which you can cut out an outline. So you can stamp the bow and then cut out the outline, which will be like this. It's this bow is here, which is stamped. It's also distinctive. It has light and dark bits to it. So that does that, and this will cut out around the edges. Or this die, again, you can do it just out of cardstock, and it's got some detail on there as well. Really pretty. You can get the lines here, and it's really cute. So depending on your needs, you have some options there. So I'm going to put this away. And it doesn't come like this. I usually take a photocopy of my die set before I open it. Originally I started doing that just so I could remember how to get it to fit inside when I put it away, but also it helps me remember if I've missed anything, if I left something out on my desk. Okay, so there's the dies. So I have this cut out, and this is the bow that I'm going to use. We'll put this on the inside. One more piece that we're going to use from the stamp set is this little sprig right here, which I've already stamped it again in Mossy Meadow and cut it out, and we will use that bow and that piece on the inside. Put my wreath part together, and I'm going to do it kind of, let me just show you this again. I want to do it kind of low on the, not centered. I'm going to pull it down a little. So that I'm going to put on with dimensionals. Regular Stampin' Dimensionals here, so probably 3 will work. So I like the fuller part on the bottom personally. Ah, shoot, I just remembered I wanted to stamp some berries. Let me just set this here. Okay, my berries, they're also in the stamp set. I want to stamp in Calypso Coral, so it matches my card. Let me just do a little sample here. It's pretty good. Okay, let's see if we can do this with my dimensionals on here. Let me find a flat spot, maybe right here. Well, that worked okay. And maybe right here. And maybe one more toward the bottom. How about right here? There, just for some little extra color. Okay, let's see if I can get this off. I might just put more dimensionals on. I think I'm going to put more dimensionals on. So we will put another one here, here, and here. No one will know. again, I like my thicker part on the bottom, so I'm going to go down pretty close to the bottom, kind of like that. Then my bow, the one that's done just directly out of cardstock, I'm going to put here, but I want to put dimensionals behind that. For this, I'm going to use the mini Stampin' Dimensionals. Mini. There are many on the page, but the mini Stampin' Dimensionals. So I will just probably put 2. I'll make sure I get the right. Okay, this is the back. Put 1 there. That'll be fine. Good. Okay, so next I'm going to attach this to the card, and I want to be sure to only put adhesive on the bottom half of this panel. I don't want adhesive up here. So the way I like to do that is first put, oh, and I like to use tear tape. I find that's the strongest for things like this that are heavier or moving around more. I think this is the best tape to use. So let's get this right side up like that. So I want to put 1 piece on the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to put 1 piece kind of diagonally just to help reinforce. So I know I haven't gone up too far this way, but for my last piece, so I don't have to guess where, I'm going to put it actually at the top of this. And I find that works the best. So to help get the backing off, it's good to just burnish this a little bit like that. And I like to use, again, my Take Your Pick tool to get the paper off. And once you get it started, it comes off pretty nicely. And this tape is really strong, so wherever you put it down, it is going to stay. All right. So remember, my top piece is already here. And I'm going to go about, I don't know, 1/2 inch-ish, I guess. I'm trying to get my sides even. I don't have to worry about glue being too high because I put it on this piece instead. Okay, that looks straight. Good. So I have another panel of white and Calypso Coral. On this one, I am going to stamp first. So my greeting, also from this set, is "Some people just make life better." I'm also going to use the hello on the front, but right now I'm going to use this, which is a nice greeting there. And I'm going to put that over on the left side. Calypso Coral. I'm going to put it right about here. That looks good. Okay, and then I have that other greenery that I showed you. Well, since I lost it, I will stamp it instead. Okay, so there's our Mossy Meadow, and I will get out the piece that I like, which is this one. Does that happen to you? Have something on your desk and just it disappeared? If you guys see it and I don't, I'm probably laughing at me. Happens to me a lot. Okay, Mossy Meadow. I'm gonna put that, I have another, here, I'll just take that off, another stamp right there. And I'm gonna put that right here on the side. Okay, it looks nice. I'm gonna put this bow, which we did the original way of stamping it and then die cutting it out. Okay, that I'm just gonna put flat. Since this is on the inside, I don't want it to be too thick. There's already a lot of dimension on this card. Okay, I'll put that right there. Sweet. And then I'll just attach this to my cardstock mat, Calypso Coral mat. which again is just a 1/4 inch border around. A little bit crooked. And there we go. That looks good. Okay, and this is going to go right in here. Just kind of center it there. Again, just flat. Don't want to add any extra dimension on the inside. Okay, just trying to get an equal border of green on these 3 sides. And that is covered up when you close it. Okay, my last little bit is something to hold the card open, because right now it won't stay. So I'm doing that with a leaf. You can find any shape that works for you. I had a punch that was the Strawberry Builder Punch. This one was in a prior catalog, but I chose this leaf right here. And I took my blending brush and some Sahara, did I use Sahara sand? No, I used crumb cake, and just kind of went around the edges, and then a little bit of Mossy Meadow on a sponge dauber and just made it a little bit darker. So just so it would show up a little more right here. I stamped Hello in Mossy Meadow, and again that came from the same stamp set that we're using, Cottage Wreaths. For this, I'm going to put a Stampin' Dimensional right at the top of my leaf and not on the bottom, because we want this to work as a little, what do I want to say, an anchor or a little shelf for it to go behind. Okay, so it's right up there at the top. Now for the placement, you kind of have some options of how you want to do it. I could go all the way up, but I want to move it down a little, so there's probably about there. It's probably where I want it. So I'm going to just pop that there, and that's it. So it stands up like that, opens up like that, and will fit flat in a card like that. Okay, a lot of fun. Hope you give this kind of card a try. I have heard it referred to as a upright Z-fold card or a standing Z-fold card. Oh, wait, I forgot my acorns. So there's some little acorns that come in the stamp set as well. And I only need 3. So I'm going to put those on around my wreath. Just a little dot of glue should work. That's the card. I hope you had fun, and I hope you'll give this card a try. Again, all the dimensions will be on my blog, which is susiecal.com, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.